It is time once again to spin the wheel of problematic. Is it my turn? I think it's my turn.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, it's my turn. All right, here we go. Let's see what the random topic is for this episode. That is obviously going to be problematic. Here we go. Ugh. Okay. Apparently this week, Superman is problematic.
Prophecy foretells of a podcast so stunning, so brave, that it could only ever go by one name. A show so woke that it became its own gender. A show so hot that we'll understand if it turns you gay. You're listening to Stunning and Brave with Chris Cowan and Nate Henderson.
Woo, welcome once again. Watch out for the shrapnel and debris from that intro.
Was there collateral damage?
No, there wasn't, and I screwed it up by stuttering on intro. That's how you know you've got a great show coming.
Especially when you press on ahead, you could just restart the recording, even though we're only like a minute into it. But no, you just say, what?
That is like my sworn oath. I do not edit these episodes. I don't do it. Whatever happens.
Unless my kids come in and start talking to me, then then your hand is forced.
Then, or I'll at least mute you or something. But I don't know. We haven't run into that so far, right?
That's true. No, not yet.
We're doing pretty
now
good.
That you say that, there's going to be some crisis. So
right, guaranteed. Yeah. But no, I see. We used to do that on our old show, back in the day, back like on our very first podcast,
way back.
Yeah. Oh man, I need one of those harp sounds. Do I have a harp sound?
The reminiscing.
Yeah, I can't believe I don't have a harp sound. That really should be like number one on my list here. But
on your soundboard there.
I think. What about maybe some transition music?
Oh,
taken back to my funky days of youth.
Say, what are you taking us back to, man?
Yeah. Pan to the curtain.
Back when I was working on the street. Wait, so you're saying that you just I think like if you're talking about like the very very first episodes, you guys just kind of did it like in the middle of like a family room or something, right? Like with sounds.
Yeah. So back when we had a podcast called The Madcast.
You're listening to The Madcast.
Yeah. And that was just, the whole thing was like so disorganized and just terrible. Like, you think I'm bad today with all my stuttering.
Stop.
And saying all the time and like just imagine 10 times worse. What was that? 15 years ago. 15 years ago. It'll be 15 years ago this, wow. I think June, that I started doing a podcast.
Amazing.
Me, Chris Quant, and Brandon.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And
now you're just looking for any excuse to play that jive turkey music.
Yeah, it was real bad, but I did so much post-production and editing because there was just nothing out there for a podcaster.
There was no format.
No, there's no format, and they did that thing early on when like Apple promoted podcasting on GarageBand and stuff. You could actually have like the thumbnail art for your podcast change throughout the podcast.
What?
So like I would have it change anytime we like started talking about another topic or something.
I remember that. You worked really hard on those podcast slideshows that accompanied with like that you played on a video player. That was something else.
Yeah, I put more work into it than Retro Rewind podcast puts into theirs, cuz
wow, that little?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. He does hardly any he does hardly any post-production editing or anything like that.
Yeah, barely any.
Yeah.
No.
Francisco, a good friend of the show, Francisco,
Yeah,
the
I love
Retro Rewind
Francisco.
podcast. Check it out. We've been on his show several times, and he always astounds me at the amount of work he is willing to put into those episodes.
Dude,
The amount of post-production, the amount of times he says, I'll fix that in editing.
Yeah.
It
must be
blows my mind.
because he has to listen to like 2 hours all over again.
Yeah.
And
They're long
just
episodies too.
Clip
They're
it up as they
longer
go.
than us.
No, they're not short.
Yeah.
But man, he is dedicated. Good for
He's
you,
dedicated.
Francisco.
I don't know where you find the time or the energy or the patience, but I madly respect you for it because I am way too lazy. You could not pay me enough to do
that dude is like
post-production
always doing
editing.
something, man. He's like Twitch streamer extraordinaire.
Oh,
He's like, I mean, every waking minute.
I remember days when I had freedom to do that kind of thing.
Right? Oh, that was sweet.
These days, I can barely squeeze in a podcast once a week, and not even that. We didn't even do one last week, so.
Oh, it's fine. It's worth waiting for, right?
Yeah, that's what I like to think. I like to think.
Yeah,
I'm worth waiting for.
I tell myself that when you post that we're not going to be doing an episode this week, and I can just imagine all the sneers and profanity going on.
You're just like, Chris is worth waiting for. I just know it.
No, not you. Just the ability to record. And just kind of talk.
Right.
And so, I couldn't care. I couldn't care about you or your feelings.
That's what I meant. That's I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Not.
Yeah. No, I assume that's how you feel about yourself.
Yeah. Anyways, we are Stunning and Brave, the wokest show on the internet. I am Chris.
I'm Nate. Hello.
And I hope you enjoyed that little trip down our memory lane.
Come with us.
Yes. And now I'm just looking like we have.
You're just looking desperately for a harpsichord, aren't you?
I've got no harpsichord. How do I not have a? I need some kind of transition. I've got a sad trombone. I've got a slide whistle.
Bloom, 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 bloom.
I've even got a badum ching, and I still.
Anytime you want to tell a real zinger, you gotta.
Yeah. It's almost more fun to just say badum ching than to actually, Anyway.
I don't know. That's a pretty solid badum ching sound effect.
Right? I think so.
The rest of the episode is just going to be Cowan puzzling over his soundboard.
Right.
And what could have been.
Well, and that's another thing from the early days of podcasting where every podcaster was like, oh, I can insert random sound bites in the middle of the show. Do you remember that?
People go hog wild with that.
Oh, all the amateur podcasters would just in post-production. So not even during the show, they oh, here's a funny clip. I'll just put it on. In post-production, somebody would say something about cheeseburgers, and then they'd throw in that yeah, it's just so annoying. They're like, oh, look what I could. It's like the used car commercials where it's they throw in every kind of big in your face
right.
special effect that they're so excited they can do. And it's
these sales won't last forever.
Sunday. Yeah. And it's just, no, you're not impressing anyone. If you have to, if you're putting that much effort into showing off,
no,
you're not impressing.
No.
But anyway, we like to start off each episode with our first segment, which is
Check Your Privilege.
And this is the part of the show where we basically, it's a confessional of sorts. As two cisgender, heterosexual white males, we're basically swimming in a perpetual lake of privilege.
Well, you could have said pool of privilege, and you could have had some real alliteration there.
Well,
perpetual pool of... Sorry. Anyway.
Poo. Privilege poo. I don't know. But yeah, we do that. So on a weekly basis, we try to expunge that, do a detox, just kind of confess to our privilege crimes, and feel bad about it is the bottom line. Not do anything about it, but just kind of it's important that we get that virtue signal out there.
It's true.
So that people know we feel really bad about it.
At least we feel bad. Maybe not for like a long time, but we feel bad.
Yeah. Now I don't have like 5 houses worth like the that one BLM lady has, but
yeah, the podcast isn't making that much.
Not yet. That's the goal right there. And I guess the trick is you got to make a movement, and this is our movement. We are the stunning and brave movement.
That's true. Where are our protesters?
Nobody's woker than us. You guys, if you're not on the stunning and brave train, you really need to. Mm-hmm. Well, you need to.
You need to self-crit.
Because you really should be joining our movement because we are super woke. We're anti-transphobic, anti-TERF, anti-homophobic, anti-racist, and we're so far that direction that we come all the way back around to the right, like we like to point out. And so that's our thing. Yeah.
It's amazing.
So I'll kick things off. So this week, we basically have a couple of hot chicks living with us right now.
Excuse me?
Yeah, a couple of hot chicks living in our home. Because we went to the feed store and picked ourselves up a couple of baby chicks, just a few days old. And we are keeping them under a heat lamp. To regulate their heat, and so that's our family has grown, and we're hoping that they are in fact hens and not roosters, because I'm really hoping for some eggs from these.
Oh, that's right, because you don't really know until they like grow up, right?
Yeah, because it's not like
oh my gosh, you have like a real life Hatchimal. Like you don't know what's in it until until it grows up. It's like chicken surprise.
Right. And just like Gigapets will probably kill it within a week. So
oh my gosh. Look, man, I'm not joking when I say those heat lamps, those are no joke. Like you have to, I mean, we had some friends that their like garage burnt down because of heat lamps. Like,
oh snap.
Like
that's
for
serious.
baby chicks.
Really?
So
wow.
Just take it seriously.
Something to keep in mind for sure.
Also, those little chickadees can keep warm.
Yeah. So hopefully we don't burn the house down. And hopefully, none of these baby chicks have rooster dongs and can put out some.
You just walk out one morning, you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
That chick has a rooster dong. What is wrong with you?
That chick has a rooster dong. That is sentences you never expected to hear. Actually, no, in 2021, that's pretty standard.
I was going to say that's
for 2021 standards. A chick having a rooster dong is pretty.
That chick has a rooster dong.
It's open to interpretation. It's fluid.
Kids, look at the rooster dong. So you guys are hoping that you're gonna have a couple of hens that can lay yourself some eggs. So this is like the start of the Cowan barnyard, as it were. I mean, this is
the Cowan farm.
You guys are tilting right, or you guys are right on the edge of that of going full farmland.
Oh yeah, and like my wife, if she wants full on everything, she wants chickens are just the start. Like she wants hens that lay eggs, and then she full on wants goats in our yard.
Wow.
Which means of course I get to build a fence. So that's on my to-do list along with building a chicken coop.
When are you guys getting goats? Where do you get goats? Like where do you?
I don't know.
Is that just something you can drive up to Apple Hill and just bring a couple goats back with you?
I don't know. I assumed like the Satanic Temple or something has a couple spare.
They got surplus most likely.
I'm just assuming. I don't know. There's goats. We're rural. There's goats around here.
That's true. There's got to be goat farms around your area.
There's goats around here. I won't be surprised if like one day she like brings home a cow. Like I don't know.
Oh God. Could you imagine?
I don't know what's happening, but
that's
I've
why you asked me to put the
I've
seats
lost
down.
control. Yeah. Yeah.
I've lost
in the minivan. Just brings the cow back.
Minivan,
in the minivan.
She's got the cow just peeking over her shoulder.
Babe, this is the bull. You're not going to want to milk this one.
It took forever.
Okay.
Anywho, hey, dude, if you can talk about rooster dongs, pretty much anything's on the table. So,
I don't know. I guess, but so we have to. Yeah. So that's the direction we're heading is full on farm. So actually, I do have the chicken coop built because that was a kit that I ordered. But I'm going to need to build some kind of chicken run.
I didn't know IKEA made a rooster coop. That's cool.
Yeah. No, Amazon does though, and IKEA probably does. Who am I kidding?
I was gonna say it must be a pretty nice furniture or pretty nice coop.
The plan is to build it'll be part chicken coop area or chicken run, whatever, and part like treehouse type thing. So
if one of them's a rooster, do you just let them do their thing and make more hens? Is that because that would make you more chickens?
That is one strategy. It's a bold strategy.
It's a bold, weird strategy.
I was planning.
You could treat it like a lot of the people in my area treat rooster, because a lot of people in my area try to raise chickens. And there's honestly a problem with people once they find out one of them is a rooster, they will just drop them off on the side of the road. so you'll get roosters just walking around the streets and stuff.
That's so inconsiderate. No, that's what the Walmart parking lot is for. Come on, people.
Well, they were doing that, and then they finally got some security, and yeah,
nice. No, that's a waste of a good chicken dinner. I think that's a
okay. So you're willing to get down and dirty.
Oh, yeah. Plus, it's a good opportunity to go like Charlotte's Web style. Hey, kids, here's the facts of life.
You can teach your boys what it means to truly be a farmhand.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, son, here's an axe. I want you to take old Red out there, and I want you to do what you got to do.
Papa, no, you can't do it.
We don't have a tree stump that you can use, but maybe you could just do it on your.
Calling me Papa. I don't know why, but
maybe you could like use your drone or something to hack his head off.
Yeah, we can find creative. My kids are creative. We can find a creative way to do it. It doesn't have to be with just straight up axe. Like, hey, kids, get to the drawing board. Some kind of what's that intricate like
Rube
complex
Goldberg
machine? Yeah, Rube Goldberg. Like,
man, they can think of some really good
set
stuff.
Up some dominoes, and maybe it'll be like a swinging axe, and some marbles in there, Hot Wheels. We'll make it a really fun event.
We'll make a day of it.
Yeah,
it'll be a good team building exercise.
We'll make sure it's an area where we can really get the power sprayer going, and then some we'll all celebrate with maybe a roasted chicken or chicken soup, however we want to do it.
However you see fit.
Yeah, I think it's a winning.
Well, good for you.
It's a foolproof thing, and then worst case scenario, we have to go back and maybe pick up a couple extra chicks. So that's
picking up chicks has always been your forte, Kellen. I don't think you'll have much problem.
What can I say? And I'm teaching my boys the ropes.
Teaching my
boys, here's how we go and pick up chicks. We go over to the feed store because let's
hear it for country living.
Yeah.
You go out there and find yourself a wife.
Yeah. How about you, Nate? What's your privilege check this week?
So I had the privilege of going to someone's house on Friday night to watch a movie.
Oh, yes.
And it just happened to be your house. That's right.
It was. I remember you being there. Yes.
And we were privileged to see the remake. Well, not even a remake, kind of a reimagining of the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes.
Which was, the more I was thinking about it, the more I was thinking that honestly, and it's not a very high bar to top, but that was probably the best video game based movie I've seen to date.
Whoa,
and
that is pretty. Well, that is pretty high marks.
I can't think of any other movie.
I might challenge you on that.
Okay, well then, so maybe I'm just not thinking of one correctly.
Okay, first of all, I'm assuming we're not going to include Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh no, that's not a real video game.
Yeah, but it includes a bunch of real video games.
No, okay, if we're going to talk about a bunch of retro references, then yes, Wreck-It Ralph is fantastic.
All right.
No, I mean a movie that is solely based on a popular video game that came out.
Let me throw a couple at you then.
Okay, all right.
1990s Mario Brothers. Hello. No. No. Okay. All right. What about the new Sonic? That was actually surprisingly adequate.
The new Sonic was very good. You're right. That actually, you know what? So let's just say over the past year, just barely over a year, they've had a couple of winners in the video game thing. But the reason I noticed why I think I enjoyed this one this much this time around is because it didn't pretend to be anything else than what it was.
Yes.
If you have a movie based on a fighting game, you just craft it like a fighting game. You just think of crazy reasons for two people to beat the crap out of each other. Yeah. And that's all people want to see. Like that's all. But like it's in the past, like like you said, in the 90s when they start like trying to like weave these plots around, like in Mario Brothers, it's like it was just a dude hitting blocks with his head. That was it. You could have had some guy running around a Mushroom Kingdom. It would have been still horrible, but that they tried to tie it in with like dinosaur extinction and it failed on so many levels. And then you've got like Double Dragon and then there, Double Dragon. You could have just had two guys walking through the streets, beating up gangs, grabbing chicks by the hair and throwing them over their heads.
I didn't even know there was a Double Dragon movie.
Oh, dude. Oh my gosh.
It's probably for the best.
Well, yeah. No, there's a reason you didn't know. It was
okay. What about Tomb Raider?
Okay, Tomb Raider. Well, I didn't see the latest movie. How is that?
I didn't see the Angelina Jolie ones. So
okay. But you saw the latest.
But the latest was actually it was very adequate.
Okay, see, there you go. They're stepping up their game. This is exciting. Now I got to think of like movies that I would actually want them to do adaptations of,
Yeah. I would rank it less than any like, well, no, I would put it solidly above the fourth Indiana Jones.
Again, high bar.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Was it? Please tell me it was better than that.
It was better than that. It was much better than that.
All right. That's good.
But definitely better than, Mortal Kombat, this movie was definitely better than, it was probably about as good as I could ever expect from a movie that's Mortal Kombat with a K.
Right.
Like
with a K, with misspelling.
I guarantee it's better than any movie where they replace the letter C with a K.
That's true.
Because that's never a cool thing.
No.
In my book. And so that automatically means it's a terrible movie.
Right. It instantly disqualifies you for coolness.
Yeah.
All right.
And definitely, it was everything I wanted from a Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, you don't go in there expecting like this is going to be great cinema,
This is going to be Lawrence of Arabia level cinematography. This is gonna be the Citizen Kane of video game movies.
You don't go in watching this thinking like, yes, when Thomas Edison invented the motion picture,
This is why.
this is the culmination of it was all leading to this.
It's all downhill. It's all downhill from here. Humanity can't do any better.
It's more like, when whoever invented the cheese grater, you're like, well, this has even more holes than that. But but oh, wait, no, stop. I've got the sound for that.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Here we go. There you go. Although I think it deserved more of a,
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think overall?
Oh, I thought it was like you said. I thought it was exactly what you'd expect out of a Mortal Kombat movie, a game based on two people just beating the crap out of each other and eventually decapitating one another.
Yeah. Getting banned by family associations for its gratuitous violence and gore.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I don't know if I'm just like lowering my standards as far as entertaining movies go, but like with us seeing Godzilla versus Kong, and which is one in a series of kind of concepts and stuff, and then this new Mortal Kombat movie, I normally I see movies like that and I'm like, you know what? I'd be fine if they never made another one. I actually want them to keep making these movies, which is kind of sad when I look back at it. But they could make 5 more Mortal Kombats. I'd watch every single one. I don't
know if I'd watch 5 more, but I would watch 1 or 2 more.
Oh,
for
dude.
sure. For sure.
Come on. If it meant good, solid B movie nights. I'm down.
I don't know. I might get pretty tired by the 5th. This is coming from the guy who I have only ever watched 1 Fast and the Furious movie.
Really?
Yes. I've
like
only ever watched The Fast and the Furious and nothing else.
Really?
I know. At some point we need to do a marathon.
You're an oddity, man. We need to
I know.
We need to chisel out. Well, let's see. There's like 17 of them now, so we'll need to chisel out.
Plus all the spin-offs. Yeah.
Plus all the spin-offs.
Now they've got like superheroes in their universe, and it doesn't make any sense.
It's crossing with Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
No. Well, it's, again, mindless entertainment. You will feel like you just ate Chinese food where it's filling for an hour, and then you want to eat more.
I wish I could talk about Mortal Kombat more, but I don't want to give away spoilers. But it's so tempting because, oh man, there is a lot to make fun of in that movie. Yeah. It was pretty hilarious. And I loved it, but for all the wrong reasons.
For all the reasons you weren't expecting to love it, is that?
Yeah. It caught me off guard and met me where I was. It was true love.
Look, I was a teenager when I saw the one in 95. So like I was there, I was on the edge of my seats. I was like, this is amazing, even though the effects were just the computer graphics were just atrocious back then. But back then we didn't care. We had the Technotronic theme song pumping, and we all went to school that fall and talked about how awesome it truly was. So this was I probably went into this showing a little bit with some bias in that regard. But whatever.
A lot of built up nostalgia. I wasn't allowed to play the game as a child, so not even the Sega version with the censored green blood. But
oh gosh, no! You can enter in the code, man. You can enter in the code and get real blood.
Oh, nice!
Get that pixelated grape jelly.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's whatever. I had a point, but it's not important. No, my friends and I used to make violent home videos just of action movies of us, just destroying each other and stuff. So I don't know. I've always just kind of had a fancy for when they do it on a professional scale.
Yes. Well, like we've made some pretty violent movies together as well. We
We
did
actually have, now that I
we
think
did that
about it.
that what was it? 10 15
V
minute
V
short
for
film? No.
not
Ve- uh,
Vendetta for Vengeance, or
Vendetta for Vengeance. Oh yeah. Man, you don't know how cool we are.
we're pretty amazing.
We're
We're kind
pretty
of a big
amazing.
deal.
But yeah, if you want to see some bloody ninja action,
Say,
uh
can we put a link to that, like, on the web?
yeah. I'll put a link in the show notes, definitely.
Yes.
We need some vendetta juice right
Little
there.
Vendetta for Vengeance. You made a head explode in that movie. I was impressed.
Yeah, I did.
You were going
Yeah,
crazy with those special effects.
did a lot of post production work on that thing, but it was fun. It was fun.
Worth it.
We got someday we'll make a sequel, I'm sure.
Yeah, I gotta lose 80 pounds, but yeah, other than that,
Yep. All right, moving on.
The Social Net Jerk.
This is the part of the show where we peruse the internet for people just kind of making fools of themselves in all kinds of different ways. And you know what I love about this is, sometimes it's in attempts to be extra woke and virtue signal, their lefty policies. And other times it's just some good old homegrown religious far right superstition. And, I like that you know, what I find inspirational personally is that no matter where you look on the political or philosophical or religious spectrum, you can always find idiots. And
that's a good way to phrase it.
it's inspiration. It's inspirational to me, There's an idiot in every one of us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is kind of a classic theme here.
Oh man, we get an entry like this at least once a quarter, somewhere in there.
Yeah, we definitely do. We get a few submissions like this, which, by the way, if you want to be able to participate and submit your own social net jerk findings, head on over to our Facebook group, the SBAZ, or Stunning and Brave Autonomous Zone, SBAZ, and join. Request to join our Facebook group. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to have you join the conversation. You can submit content as well. So this one, I believe, this was participant submitted, audience submitted. So I'll go ahead and read it because it's just classic. All right,
please.
When you carry the Bible, the devil gets a headache. When you open it, he collapses. When he sees you reading it, he faints. When he sees you living it, he flees. And just when you're about to send this, he will try and discourage you. I just defeated him. Send this to all your friends. Don't fail God.
That is the perfect ending to something like this. Whatever you do, don't fail God.
Man. If you're under like 75, 80, and you're sharing this with unironically,
right?
Oh man, you need to take a hard look at your life choices.
Dude, well, what the thing is,
if you're between like 12 and 75, if you're a little kid or something, I'll give you some grace.
The thing is, the first half of this, though cheesy, I could see some cheesy kind of pastor ending his Sunday message with it, when they get kind of amped up and they're like, when you carry the Bible, the devil gets a headache. When you open it, he collapses. And everybody's just like, amen,
amen, yeah.
Yeah. And then, when he sees you living it, he flees. And then it just does that. It just does that. that 180 that I just and just when you're about to send this, he will try and discourage you. So in other words, it's another guilt trip message. If you don't pass this along, you're failing God. Satan has control of you. You're not my friend anymore. Oh my
Right.
gosh. I hate
Well, if
assignment memes.
yes, if there's one thing, I think we know about our, all loving and benevolent God, it's that he's a huge fan of manipulative uh Facebook memes. I
That's
think he's
right.
just
And
like
posts.
he's just like, "Yep, that blesses me deep." Yep, when people send this, "Oh, no, yep. Oh yeah, better share that. Don't want to fail me." Wow. Yeah, guys. Come on. Come on. Oh, that guy did not share the meme.
Nope. He failed me
Fail.
big time. Fail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put some extra coal on the fires for him. I tell you what.
Oh gosh. Put some more coal on the fire, Bob Cratchit.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. I like your angle where you're like, I could picture a super like Pentecostal preacher,
Yes.
doing this. When you carry the Bible, the devil gets a headache. When you open it, he collapses. The
Amen.
thing,
Amen.
exactly, the crowd just cheering and all that stuff. And the great thing about Pentecostal churches is people are always like getting slain in the spirit and crap.
Yes.
And so I'd love to see the timing on that, where he's like, when he sees you reading it, he faints, and then some lady like does her slain in the spirit thing because she's all
Well,
like,
she would faint.
how many people? Yeah, how many people would kind of look at her and be like, wait, is she? I'm not sure how to interpret that because she.
Wait, is she Satan? I don't.
Is she the devil? I don't know. Yeah.
Just keep praising. Keep praising.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I love that.
Wow.
When you're just about to send this, he will try and discourage you.
Yep.
I just defeated him. Send this to all your friends. No.
Did you defeat him though?
Oh, did you? Gotta love Facebook theology.
Or did you fall for peer pressure?
Sound. Right. Oh man. Yeah, I remember being 12, and I remember when it was my first time on the internet too. Yeah. So totally.
Yeah.
Share that.
Cut the guy some slack.
Yeah. All right, you want to take this one?
Oh man,
this is another similar theme, but also different.
What a doozy! It's a picture of a handout. Oh, it's like of a book. It's some guy opened it on his like steering wheel or something and took a picture. But it is a notice about social distancing. It's a very special notice. It says social distancing at the top. Then the second line, it says social distancing again, but only certain letters are highlighted in red.
Ooh.
Then on the third line, they've removed all the letters that aren't red from social distancing. And guess what the letters spell? Satan, otherwise known as Satan. So apparently you can spell the name Satan using the letters from the term social distancing.
How did I not see that all along?
I know. It's been right in front of our face the whole time, Cowan.
My mind is blown. That is like, how did I not see that?
And so then
clearly an S and a T and a and an N.
Yeah.
Among those letters. Wow.
Amazing. Sure, you could find some other interesting things to spell as well. So and then there's just all sorts of amazing bullet points all about Satan, and I guess how then social distancing is a bad thing because it's then tied with Satan or something like that. Satan is the face behind the mask and the spirit in social distancing. Satan is subtle in his ways. Satan wars to rule the world and beyond.
And what I love about each of these bullet points that I don't want to miss here is they back it up with Bible verses. So they're like, "Oh, you don't believe
silly of me?
You don't believe me? Here's a Bible verse that proves my point."
That's right.
None of the Bible verses really relate to their point.
Oh, they're all a stretch. They're all a major stretch.
Which is my favorite thing, when people are just like, I have this vendetta, I have this conspiracy theory, I have this agenda, and it's backed up by the Bible, and then like quote all these verses rapid fire that have literally nothing to do with anything. Like you
Yep.
might as well just be pulling in like that Song of Solomon about, her teeth were like sheep, like for as much as it relates to
What?
anything you're saying. Because like Satan is the face behind the mask and the spirit in social distancing. And here's the verse that backs it up. For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
What?
Oh yeah, that proves that masks are bad.
and he doth wear
Yeah.
the mask with
Yeah.
pride.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man. And then just
Anyway.
a bunch of rambling, but I love that they're just like, ooh, yeah, this is so clever. We'll take social distancing and then see if you take a couple precise letters out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can also turn it into other words though. Like, I mean, did you know that social distancing is also dancing?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
If
So are
you
you
choose,
saying
yeah.
that we should encourage or discourage dancing?
I don't know. I'm just saying that it's in there. So if you're going to be social distancing, you need to understand that dancing is at the root of it. And not only
Okay.
that,
Okay.
you also need to, you know what else is hidden in there?
What?
So tan.
So you telling me that there is a correlation between COVID and tanning booths?
I'm saying because you're staying indoors all day, you're probably going to be needing to hit the tanning booth.
Oh, see, there you go, man.
Summer's approaching, man.
You're good at this.
Yeah.
You know what also is in there?
What?
Dang.
Oh, dang. I don't know. I don't even know.
Oh
how to
no,
interpret
just the
that,
way
bro.
people been feeling about this whole situation, you know?
Yes.
You're still trying
Totally.
to find words, aren't you?
I think I rest my case.
You
okay?
do.
Boom.
This is just like when people try to find meaning in just the things that we're dealing with every day now. Like I know in the previous episodes we talked about what do they like turn COVID into a cross or something. I forget what that whole thing was, but yeah, people will search for creative meaning in things.
Yes.
Just by moving them letters around.
Oof. It's a stretch. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's bad. It's all bad. All right. This last one. So somebody.
Oh, man.
This was in some. This was listener submitted. So thank you. So this is somebody in some Facebook group, and there's kind of two facets to it. So obviously there's some kind of conversation going on in the group. We don't have the full context, but they're talking about cops. So it's this white chick, and she says, "Cops will literally apologize for pulling me over. They don't ask me where I'm going. Sometimes they don't even ask for my documentation. They just say, 'I'm so sorry, ma'am, but your headlight is out,' or something." And so at first interpretation, this sounds like, oh, okay, so she's saying, oh, yeah, cops will literally apologize for pulling me. Oh, cops are really nice to me.
You make it this far, you think, you know what? Wow, maybe she's commenting on how cops just, they really are almost kind of afraid of crossing the line, so they're just going to be super polite. They're gonna apologize for inconveniencing you.
Right.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, just sound like most cops are, not looking to cause trouble, just good natured or whatever, just doing their job, whatever. But then apparently everybody misinterpreted what she was saying, including you, Nate, because she had to add an edit to clarify. Just want to add that I'm writing this not because I think cops are good, but because they're clearly a function of white supremacy and capitalism.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
So her interpretation of cops are always nice to me is white supremacy, capitalism, and I love how people just throw out capitalism,
I rarely see capitalism used in any proper context.
Like they just throw it into every conversation.
Yep.
Like
it's the little dot on the eye there that you
it's
can.
just like it's like the person who's like got that ex-girlfriend or something that they can't stop talking about, you know? And they're just like, you're like, I'm so over her, but Clarissa,
by capitalism.
Yeah. It's like, ouch, I stubbed my toe, capitalism. Like, oh, they forgot the olives in my Subway sandwich. Thanks, capitalism.
They're clearly
this
a function.
cop was nice to me. Suck it, capitalism.
Well, the expression "capitalist pig," you know,
right?
That's yeah. So
okay. There's some
maybe
crossover
she did
there.
Maybe she did some association or something.
Right.
I don't know. But
wow, I just love that mentality. Like if you're just looking for reasons to hate people, like them being nice to you is a sign. That oh, see, these are hateful people. Look how nice they are to me. Like what kind of like mental gymnastics? Like what kind of like Chinese acrobat school of like mental gymnastics do you have to go to?
Yeah.
In order to stick your head that far up your behind.
How many substances do you have to ingest?
Right.
In order to, no, those cops, you know, they're really a for-profit organization. Man, you know, I wanted to be rich, so I became a police officer.
Yeah.
I'm a capitalist.
Yes.
Son of a gun.
Yes.
I am all for.
I love it. All right. Well, so I think that's a good smattering of our.
I don't ever come
jerk.
out of the social net jerk segment feeling better about society. Are we supposed to feel better or just more?
No, not
more
better about. Better than.
Better
than.
There you go. Okay, well then shoot. All right. Thank you.
See?
You just you brighten things up.
It's what I do.
Yeah. That's good. Well played.
You're welcome. Yeah. You don't need to feel better about society to feel better than society.
I love it.
I think that's all right. So that brings us to our final segment.
Ugh, that's problematic.
This is the part of the show where, as we tease, because we're such a tease, at the beginning of the show, we have a problematic topic selected totally at random, and we have to decide what's problematic about it, because the question is never whether it's problematic. We always know it's problematic because everything is problematic. And this week it's Superman, which...
Yeah. I don't. This has to hit close to home, Cowan. You being the Superman fan that you are.
If you're watching the video on our YouTube channel or whatever,
yeah, you get it right there.
I've got actually I don't think you can. It'll probably be cropped off. But right behind me,
oh, there you go.
There's a Superman figurine. It's actually a bust. It's a bank bust. It actually holds money. So I put spare change in there. So please don't steal him. But yeah, so speaking of tools of capitalism,
ooh,
I've got my Superman bank right there. So
bank bust.
Yes. Spare change and all. So I have not, we put it out there to our stunning and brave autonomous zone. I have not reviewed these, but this was actually a pretty popular topic, considering I just put it out there today. But you wanna kick this one off? This is what some of our listeners have to say.
Let's do it. Jeannie never fails with her short and concise input. She says he's not Batman, and that offends me. I'm sorry, Jeannie. I'm sorry you're offended.
Good job, Jeannie. Jeannie's got some kind of strategy going on in the Facebook group there, because I noticed she's starting to put her own, questions out there to the group. What's problematic?
Yeah.
I think she even put one out there that we already covered, but I
That's
guess we're gonna
okay.
do better.
Now that
Gene.
people have gotten more vaccines, people are going to comment even more.
That's true. There's even more to be problematic about. Grace says, what's problematic about Superman? His name implies that only men can be super.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great point. Esther jumps on there and says, true, it would be less triggering if it was spelled super mixin. Super, the whole woke thing that people do. They just add an X there and somehow it makes it gender neutral.
Super mixin.
Like Latinx or whatever.
Yes. Fantastic. Let's see. Robert says underwear on the outside highlights his Superman spreading. Plus, having all the superpowers isn't fair. What about heroes who don't have powers? He should share with them. They should call him Selfish Man.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But that's not really how the system works. That's how it works in theory, is that like he who has the power shares it with everyone else. But really how in our socialist utopia, we just try to bring everyone down to the most lowest common denominator.
Right.
So
no, if you're doing well, you go down to the dregs. It's
If you have any kind of privilege, like heat ray vision, that kind of thing, or the power of flight, you should not be allowed to use it because that's really insensitive to people who find that really triggering because they don't have heat ray or X-ray vision.
So if anything, Superman should be stripped of all his powers, pretty much.
Yeah, he really should. Yeah. Basically, he should be forced to wear like a kryptonite necklace or something.
There you go. They should pass some legislation.
As a privilege check, I think. Chris says, cisgender white male representing the patriarchy and oppression of women who, quote unquote, need to be saved.
Nice. John, following up on also agreeing with Robert, saying he wears red underwear on the outside of his pants. So, some people might find that to be upsetting. Yeah.
Joseph says Krypton privileges, kind of like what we were talking about, the Kryptonian privilege. Yeah.
Very special privileges with that one. Yep. Let's see. Madeline says his name is Superman, and that's assuming his gender. So another one pointing out that the word man is in fact a part of his name. We can't have that.
Yep. Jeremy takes it a different direction. All that power, and he's defeated by a rock.
I like the way you phrase that, Jeremy.
That's a pretty good point.
It's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mike says he used his mother's name to get out of losing a fight. I mean, if he can't fight someone without calling out to his mother, then is he really a Superman or still a super mama's boy?
Ooh. That's yeah. Oof.
100 points to the people that identified what movie Mike is referring to.
Yeah. Oof. Big oof.
I really don't think we'd be spoiling anything if we kind of said what that reference was at the end too. Watch Batman versus Superman, and boy does that fight come to an interesting conclusion.
Right. It's a unique way of I wish that more major conflicts of the world could be resolved simply by people mentioning their mother's name.
I was hoping the same thing was going to happen in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, I would love it if that's how the whole Kim Jong-un conflict went down, is just one day like Joe Biden and Kim Jong-un are just like chatting, and Biden's like, my mother's name was Martha, and like Kim Jong-un is just like, my mother's name was Martha too. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I'm going to stand down. I'm so sorry.
I think the odds of their two mothers having the same name is going to be very, very hard to match up. But just call me crazy on that one.
Yeah, well, it's worth a shot, If you believe it, you can achieve it. Okay.
Joe Biden's like, but my mother's name was Song Hu too. What? This is amazing.
It's incredible. Todd makes a good point. His theme song speaks to truth, justice, and the American way, which has become offensive, obviously. That's a good point. Since America gave up its schools to the unions and their collectivist minions. That is true. You don't really hear that whole truth, justice, and the American way thing quite as often as you used to when in relation to Superman. The American way. Can you imagine that?
Truth, justice, and the American way.
The American way. How
the only way. I'll add.
Yeah, people will just be up in arms about that. Wow, that's white. That's white nationalism. It's not white nationalism. It's just nationalism, but patriotism. But yeah, white nationalism.
Are you saying that idea wouldn't fly?
Oh, yeah.
I'll show myself out.
I'm just saying it warrants a little, just a closer X-ray of the content, if you will.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Let's see. Oh, did you want to say April's final?
No, you can take it.
Finally, April ends the thread by saying he's DC, so I guess that's problematic. He's kind of lame. He destroys too much stuff. He's overpowered to the point of being uninteresting. And this is the kicker right here. He's pro-America.
Yep.
Like we said, the American way.
Not okay. Nope. It hurts. The he's DC thing hurts because it's true.
Yeah, that's
that's what hurts, because I freaking, like, when it came to the comics, like, I'm all in for, like, some of the just best comic storylines of all time were DC.
Yeah.
But the movies just can't get it together. And everybody's all like, "Oh, Snyder Cut, unleash the Snyderverse," but freaking Snyder he's kind of stupid. Like, I blame him for a lot of the dumb.
Yeah.
In the DC movies.
Snyder will do his own thing with the material. He won't, it's not necessarily, I don't know. It's just not doing what Marvel's done with the original source material. So
yeah, he's he did all right with Man of Steel, but he's totally butchered Jonathan Kent. But other than that, I loved Man of Steel. Yeah. But his decisions with some, like, just
everything.
some of the with everything else, he's just I don't know. He's not going for depth, and he's not going for, I don't know. It's just so many things just don't make sense. So
the DC franchise definitely needs their own Kevin Feige to get something going.
Yeah. Well, Wonder Woman was great. Shazam was great.
Shazam was good.
Shazam was great. And Aquaman was really solid.
Yeah. So they're capable.
Yeah.
But they're just not good at tying things together.
No. And then they pull out Wonder Woman 84, and I'm just like, oh, man. Thanks, capitalism.
Pedro Pascal's finest career move.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Well, I think it's safe to say that Superman is definitely problematic, and I think definitely, if for no other reason than his association with just some of the DC movies. Oof. Big oof. But yeah, you know what else is problematic about Superman?
What's that?
Well, let's talk about freaking unrealistic body standards,
Ooh, good point.
People are always like, oh, sexism is so rampant. People are always creating, like, these Barbie dolls and trying to push these unrealistic, figures and unrealistic body standards onto women. And it's just like, have you freaking read seen any comic book or, like,
right?
Ever heard of, I don't know, freaking He-Man? Like, it's in the name. Like, you want to talk about unrealistic body standards?
My gosh.
Holy crap. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, to be fair, though, He-Man was gay. And, a lot of times they really try to keep that physique in tip-top shape. So
yeah. He was not so good at hiding it, I think. It was very...
Oh, you mean with that blonde bob? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the blonde bob or just the fact that his outfit was, I don't know, pink.
Those pink polos that he wore all the time.
Basically pink chaps, like in a kid's show. Yeah, I don't know. is simultaneously progressive and also sexist and somehow chauvinist. That's what's funny though, is if it's an unrealistic female body standard, it's sexist and oppressive of women.
Yes.
If it's unrealistic male standards, it's a power fantasy.
Ooh,
and so
good
it's
point.
still sexist against women somehow.
That's true.
I don't understand that at all. That makes no sense.
We can't win, buddy. Can't win.
No, we can't. Might as well just join them. # me too, I guess. So anyways, am I using that wrong? I might be.
Yeah, I think we really missed the mark on that one. Yeah.
I might be using that wrong. I'll have to do a little more research on the proper use for that term. I could be missing
probably a smart
mark
thing
a
to
little
do.
bit. All right. Well, this might be a good time to end the show. So thank you all for listening so patiently and just being part of the community. Thank you to all our listeners who submitted content, and you're a huge part of what makes this show great. Not as big of a part as Nate or definitely myself, but you're in there. You're in there. Kind of like the Red Sox fans just cheering on the pro baseball players and telling them good sports game guys, and just buying their merchandise.
This analogy is working really well. This is good.
Really good.
This is really good.
Right. Red Sox are great, right? Great baseball team. All right. So all right. Well, I'm cutting it short. I'll catch you all later. Thank you all.
Happy sports ball, everyone.
Yeah.
If you're not telling everyone about this show, you're probably a potophobe and a Nazi. Don't be a potophobe. Tell your friends and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you subscribe.